the GCP of Essential Documents. My name is Marla Helly, and I will be your trainer today. I look forward to teaching you regarding how we maintain essential documents throughout the course of a clinical trial, and then also address our learning objectives. So the learning objectives for our module are: we'll describe the investigational product development process and the role of documentation. We'll also discuss the roles and responsibilities during the study document handling process. So looking at who is responsible for the completion of certain essential documents, when they're going to be completed or updated throughout the course of the clinical trial. And then lastly, we will review the importance of study files and essential document handling, including review of FDA inspection findings. So first, let's just take a look at the role and responsibility that the FDA provides in overall, not only management of a clinical trial, or what they are involved with when it comes to a clinical trial, but their responsibility when it comes to ensuring that our products are safe and effective. And that's really the goal that the FDA has before a product is approved, that our products are safe and effective. The FDA does have the Code of Federal Regulations. This is often referred to as administrative law. And the Code of Federal Regulations, there's a total of 50, and there are going to be specific regulations that we're going to follow for clinical trials, and we'll take a look at those in just a moment. The FDA also considers looking at what is to be best practice. And so best practice can also help guide us into understanding what specifically the FDA is seeking. And one of those references that the FDA releases are guidance documents. And these guidance documents are providing details, providing us information on what should be done. Now, these documents are not law or regulation, but again, like I said, they are helping us understand what the FDA would like for us to do, and we have several of those that I will reference throughout the course of today's module. And these specific documents can also help address questions such as when these documents must be updated, examples when these documents may also be updated from a sponsor, so sponsors may have more strict interpretation of the regulations, seeking to have these documents updated more frequently. Here we can see the Code of Federal Regulations listed on the next two slides. When we look at the regulations specific under an IND or IDE, we're going to be focusing here in the following sections. So for biologics and drugs, we know it's 312 for an IND and then 812 for an IDE. Also, making sure that we are familiar with OHARP and protecting of our human subjects, and then we're also going to see additional regulations that will follow whether we are a drug or medical device company, so good documentation with electronic records, our informed consent for our subjects, making sure financial disclosure forms are completed by our clinical investigators, having IRB approval, and then here having the IND or IDE regulations, or if we wish to seek to have a product approved under a new drug application or PMA. So looking at documents that are essential for us prior to the development of a clinical trial, there's going to be work that will be done at the sponsor level when drugs are being developed. So some of these documents will be supporting documentation for our preclinical or prior to the drug being used in man. So when we look at medical device development also, there will be something a little bit different compared to drug development. So this will be information looking at the testing and how the efficacy of our medical device behaves prior to using in humans, and then also looking at prototyping. When we look here in preclinical for drugs, we are going to have laboratory documentation. So looking at the in vitro and in vivo studies, so our animal studies, also considering how the drug is behaving as far as the mechanism of action, and then how the drug will be prepared.